Can you explain why you are here at Lincoln Drill Hall today?
Yeah, we're doing the production of Red Riding Hood by Engine House Theatre, and we're on tour at the moment, and it's coming towards the end of our tour.
What type of person is Bridget?
I'd say she's the elder sibling out of her and Stephen, and she's quite bossy, but enjoys like playing around with her younger brother. But she's friendly, but she's just a bit bossy, older sister, and a bit spoiled, I'd say, as well.
What is it like performing to a younger audience?
It's good fun. It's quite difficult because obviously you have to hold the attention if they're really little, but it's good fun because you get a lot of audience response from them, and yeah, it's enjoyable.
Little Red Riding Hood is generally told very differently through acting. Have you put a twist on yours?
Yes, we have. For instance, we've got Sam, who plays Stephen. He actually plays Little Red Riding Hood, and I, as Bridget, play the wolf. So we've muddled it around a bit, and it's told from a different angle. So it's based on being at Grandma's house, and we're just reenacting the story to the audience as the different characters, and we also both have a go at playing Grandma as well.
What makes this play special and different from other fairy tales?
This fairy tale particularly, it is one of the Grimm fairy tales, and so it's got quite a dark edge to it. It's the undertones of it are particularly dark, and it also gets it's got so many different possible interpretations of it, which you don't get with a lot of fairy tales. They're often quite one layered, but this has got so many different layers and different ways you could possibly tell it that I think that's why it's probably stayed in our history for so long.
Why did you decide to audition for Stephen in the play Little Red Riding Hood?
Well, a friend of mine was asked to come and audition for it, but she couldn't, and so she suggested that I go and audition for it. And then I read the play, I read the script of it, and it was, when I read it, I realised that actually it was just me as Stephen. Stephen was just written, and it was me on the page, so I just kind of had to go for the audition for it.
Do you find it difficult dealing with the props, remembering where they are and getting the timing right?
Yes. In a word, I mean, there's often little moments where things go slightly wrong. Wrong's probably the wrong word, but they go differently because the props. You can however hard you try, you can never do exactly the same thing with the props, and so they might end up in a slightly different place. So you have to go, okay, so that's now in a different place. I'm gonna go and just pick that up now, and just try and make something interesting out of it while it's happening.
How do you feel about you and Nicole Blake being the only actors?
If I think about it, it's horrible. The idea that I'm on stage for the whole time with just one other person is a really scary idea. And so I try not to think about what I'm doing. If I thought about it, I just wouldn't be able to get on stage. And I think a lot of actors are like that, but particularly with just two people on stage. Yeah, it's quite scary.